Have you ever felt like you're living someone else's life, constantly sacrificing your peace for the sake of others? What if I told you that the key to transforming your life lies in one simple choice, choosing your inner peace over everything else? If you've ever felt drained by toxic relationships, overwhelmed by external pressures, or disconnected from your true self, this video is for you. In today's video, we dive deep into the powerful teachings of Carl Jung, one of the most profound psychologists of all time. You'll learn how to recognize the unconscious patterns that are keeping you stuck and how to reclaim your authenticity. Jung believed that when you align with your true self, you not only experience profound personal growth, but also begin to attract relationships and opportunities that reflect your inner peace. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to set boundaries that honor your peace, how to embrace your shadow self, and how to cultivate relationships that nurture your authentic being. This is not just about emotional survival. It's about living a life filled with purpose, clarity, and true fulfillment. Stick around to discover how you can start this transformative journey today, because choosing peace isn't just a decision, it's a movement. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Every relationship we engage in leaves an indelible imprint on our psyche. It is almost as if our hearts and minds absorb every moment, every word, every touch, and every interaction. Some relationships, the ones that uplift us, bring us closer to who we truly are. They inspire us, fill us with warmth, and ignite the flame of our purpose in this world. These are the relationships that nourish you and that make us feel understood, accepted, and alive. They help us grow, challenge us in the best ways, and align us with the best version of ourselves. But not all relationships are this way. Others, sadly, drain us. They erode our energy, making us feel smaller and smaller, lost in their expectations, their demands, and their toxicity. They make us question our worth, undermine our confidence, and distance us from the very essence of who we are. We feel that familiar weight, that burden pressing on our hearts. And it's in these moments when we're emotionally depleted and questioning ourselves that we need to recognize something crucial. This exhaustion is not random, nor is it accidental. According to Jung, it is the result of a profound misalignment between our conscious mind and our unconscious self. It happens when we stop listening to the whispers of our soul and instead allow the outside world, the noise, the pressures, the expectations to steer our lives. Perhaps you felt this. Maybe you're in a relationship that, on the surface, looks perfect. The world sees it harmony, stability, happiness. People look at you and admire your life. They see how everything seems to be in place. But deep within you, there's an unsettling discomfort, a persistent unease that you can't quite name. It's almost like your soul is trying to shout, but can only whisper, "Something's wrong." This feeling is not a weakness, nor is it a flaw. It is your unconscious mind reaching out to you, trying to tell you that something is misaligned, something doesn't fit, something needs to change. If you ignore it, if you silence it in an attempt to keep the peace or conform to what others expect, you are setting yourself up for a life of chronic dissatisfaction. Jung believed the unconscious does not speak in the clear, straightforward language of logic. No, it communicates through symbols, emotions, and dreams. It's not a gentle reminder that we can easily brush off. It is a deep, powerful force that demands attention. When something or someone begins to drain your energy, it is not mere coincidence. It is your soul's invitation to look deeper, to ask yourself, what part of me am I sacrificing to maintain this relationship? Is it my peace, my self-worth, my authenticity? This is where the real challenge begins. According to Jung, the answer isn't to avoid these situations altogether, to shut people out or retreat into isolation. No, the challenge is to confront these circumstances head-on, to engage in self-reflection, and to make the courageous decision to prioritize our inner peace above all else. This doesn't mean abandoning every relationship that brings discomfort, but it does mean learning how to set boundaries, how to say no without guilt, and how to let go of what no longer serves our growth and well-being. Letting go this too is not easy. There is an overwhelming resistance that comes from within, a reluctance to release what feels familiar, even when we know it's harmful. It's that part of us, the shadow, that clings to what is known, to what is comfortable, even when it keeps us trapped in cycles of pain and suffering. And yet, Jung reminds us that true transformation doesn't happen when we deny our shadow. It happens when we acknowledge it, when we face it, when we integrate it into our whole self. Letting go does not mean eliminating parts of ourselves. It means honoring them and choosing to move forward in a way that is healthier and truer to who we are. Every time we choose peace over a relationship that drains us, we are sending a profound message to our unconscious. We are telling it, I deserve better. I deserve to honor myself. This seemingly small choice has a monumental impact on how we see ourselves, and it sets the stage for the types of relationships we will attract in the future. When we align with our truth, when we honor our essence, the right people and experiences will appear, almost as if by magic. It's like the universe, in all its wonder, has been waiting for us to make that choice. Jung believed that relationships are mirrors too for souls. Everything that fascinates you, inspires us, or even irritates us in another person is a reflection of something within ourselves. And while this is a difficult truth to swallow, especially when we're faced with toxic relationships, it's also one of the most powerful keys to healing. Jung invites us to ask, what is this experience trying to teach me? Instead of pointing fingers and blaming others, we must take a step back and examine the pattern that is playing out. This is where real growth happens. When we feel trapped in a draining relationship, our first instinct might be to blame the other person. But true power, Jung reminds us, comes from self-exploration. Ask yourself, why am I allowing this dynamic to continue? What fear, what insecurity is preventing me from walking away? These are not easy questions to answer, but they are essential if we are to break free from these patterns and unlock personal growth. The shadow plays a crucial role here. Often we are drawn to relationships that mirror unresolved parts of our own shadow, the aspects of ourselves we are unwilling to face. For instance, a controlling partner might reflect our lack of boundaries, while a critical friend could highlight an insecurity we've buried deep within ourselves. Recognizing these patterns is not about accepting mistreatment or staying in unhealthy relationships. It's about using these moments as opportunities for transformation, opportunities to heal the parts of ourselves we've neglected or refused to acknowledge. Jung firmly believed that true personal growth doesn't arise from a life of ease and comfort. No, it emerges through confrontation, the willingness to face the uncomfortable truths that lie deep within us. This isn't about seeking conflict for the sake of it. Instead, it's about having the courage to look inward and confront the parts of ourselves that we'd rather ignore. When you choose to protect your inner peace, you're not just letting go of what doesn't serve you, you're bravely facing your deepest fears. You are confronting the fear of emptiness, the fear of loneliness, and the fear of change. Letting go is an act of immense courage, one that requires you to trust deeply in the unknown. It requires a leap of faith, even when you cannot yet see what awaits on the other side. Releasing what no longer serves us is one of the most transformative steps we can take toward our truest, most authentic selves. But letting go doesn't mean abandoning relationships or leaving important situations behind. It doesn't mean giving up on love or closing your heart. What it truly means is freeing yourself from the things, people, and situations that no longer align with the person you're becoming. This process can be excruciating at times. It often requires us to shed an old version of ourselves, a part of our identity that we once clung to for security or validation. But in that painful shedding, in that void where something precious has been released, there lies the greatest opportunity of all, the chance to be reborn, to rebuild yourself in a way that is more aligned with your true essence. Jung taught us that letting go creates space for new experiences, new people, and new opportunities to flow into our lives. It's like tending to a garden before the beautiful flowers can bloom. The weeds must be cleared away. That act of inner cleaning doesn't just transform the relationships in your life. It shifts the very way you perceive yourself and the world around you. It's like you've been walking with a fog around you, and as you clear away the clutter, you finally begin to see again. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. When you choose to prioritize your peace, something powerful happens. You begin to attract people and experiences that reflect that inner state of harmony. Choosing peace doesn't mean running away from conflict or avoiding the challenges life throws your way. The most meaningful relationships are often those that challenge us, that push us to grow, and that help us break through our comfort zones. But there's a crucial distinction here. A relationship that helps you become the best version of yourself will push you to grow, help you expand your horizons, and support your journey toward authenticity. On the other hand, a relationship drains your energy, pulls you away from your purpose, and keeps you stagnant. It will only hold you back from the life you're meant to live. The key, Jung says, lies in discernment. It's about knowing the difference between the relationships that feed your soul and the ones that deplete it. And once you can discern the difference, the real work begins taking the necessary action to protect your peace and prioritize what serves your growth. Jung also emphasized the profound importance of listening to your intuition, the quiet voice within that always knows what's best for you. Intuition is not something irrational or impulsive. It is the language of the unconscious, a deep, ancient guide that connects you to your most profound truth. But to hear this voice clearly, you first need to learn how to silence the noise of the outside world, the distractions, the expectations, the constant demands on your attention. You must turn down the volume of the chaos around you and pay attention to the subtle messages that come through your emotions, your dreams, and the sensations in your body. These are the whispers of your unconscious, trying to guide you toward what you truly need. When you choose peace, you're strengthening your connection with that inner voice. You are telling your unconscious mind that you are ready to listen, ready to trust in the wisdom that's always been there, waiting for you to pay attention. Every time you choose your peace, you're sending a message to your soul: I am worthy of peace, I am worthy of love, and I am ready to step into my truth. You begin to trust your inner voice, value the wisdom it brings, and make the bold decision to align your actions with your deepest truth. This choice is more than just a step toward emotional well-being. It becomes a transformative force that reshapes your relationships and the very quality of your life. When you reach a place of peace within yourself, you gain an incredible clarity that empowers you to set healthy boundaries, communicate more effectively, and attract relationships that nourish and support your true essence. No longer do you need to chase external validation or compromise your soul's needs for the sake of others. Carl Jung extensively explored the concept of the shadow, the hidden aspects of ourselves that we often choose to ignore because they don't fit the image we want to project to the world. These suppressed parts of us don't simply vanish, though. The more we suppress them, the stronger they grow, often manifesting in the most subtle and insidious ways within our closest relationships. What's worse is that we might not even recognize these patterns until they've already taken root, influencing our interactions and perceptions. For example, have you ever found yourself in relationships where you feel undervalued or unappreciated? If this is a repeated pattern, it may point to something deep within your shadow, a deeply ingrained belief about your worth that you have yet to confront. Perhaps, at some point in your life, you were made to feel that you weren't deserving of love, or respect. These unconscious beliefs operate like magnets, pulling people and situations into your life that reinforce the very narrative of unworthiness. But here's the thing, this isn't punishment. This is an invitation. It is a call to heal, to break free from the narrative that has held you captive for so long, and to reframe the way you see yourself and your worth. Jung challenges us to dive deep into the work necessary to integrate the shadow. And let me tell you, this is not easy. It's uncomfortable. It's vulnerable. It takes courage. But the liberation it brings is worth every ounce of effort. It means facing those uncomfortable emotions, those painful patterns, and finally, examining the dynamics that have shaped your relationships. Instead of blaming others or external circumstances, Jung invites us to ask the hardest but most healing question: what part of me is creating this reality? What can I learn from this experience? These questions aren't meant to lead us into guilt, but into self-exploration and growth. The process of self-exploration is so much more than just healing old wounds. It's about breaking the cycle of repeating the same painful experiences over and over. It's about reclaiming your power. When you begin to acknowledge and make peace with these hidden aspects of yourself, something remarkable happens. Your energy shifts. You stop allowing the same toxic people to have power over you. The relationships that once drained you or made you feel small begin to lose their hold. And this shift isn't because the people around you change, it's because you change. Your perception of them transforms, and in doing so, you reclaim your power. One of the greatest gifts that come from choosing peace is clarity. When you are aligned with your true self, you begin to see with a sharpness that was once clouded by doubt and fear. You gain the ability to discern which relationships are helping you grow and which ones are holding you back. This doesn't mean you need to sever ties with everyone who doesn't align with your truth, but it does mean learning how to set healthy boundaries. And let me be clear, boundaries are not about rejection or building walls. Boundaries are an act of self-love. They are a way of telling both yourself and the world, my well-being matters. My authenticity is non-negotiable. Boundaries communicate that you are committed to honoring your inner truth. At first, setting boundaries may feel incredibly uncomfortable, especially if you've spent much of your life putting others' needs above your own. It may feel foreign to prioritize yourself, to say no without guilt. But every time you choose to honor your peace, you reinforce the message to your heart that you are worthy of respect, balance, and harmony. As you continue walking this path, you will find that the more aligned you become with your truth, the more naturally the right people, opportunities, and experiences will flow into your life. This journey is not about perfection. It's about being real with yourself, standing firm in your authenticity, and gradually reclaiming your inner peace. And when you do, the world around you changes. The people who truly resonate with your essence will be drawn to you, and your life will become a reflection of the beautiful, authentic person you've always been meant to be. Letting go is never easy, but it is always worth it. On the other side of fear, beyond the uncertainty and discomfort, lies something far greater waiting for you, the life you were always meant to live. That truth is so powerful, yet so often we hold ourselves back, afraid to step into the unknown. But Jung reminds us that true growth, real transformation, often emerges from discomfort. Every time you choose to set a boundary, you're not just protecting your peace, you're reinforcing your connection with your authentic self. You are affirming your right to live in alignment with your values, to claim your worth, and to honor your soul's needs. It is vital to remember, as you take these courageous steps, that you are not alone in this process. Every person who embarks on the journey toward authenticity faces, challenges doubts, fears, and the overwhelming pull of old patterns. Jung spoke of individuation, the transformative journey toward becoming the person you are truly meant to be. This path is not linear, nor is it swift. It is a profound, sometimes messy, but beautiful process that requires immense patience, self-compassion, and courage. But as you continue moving toward your authentic self, you'll notice something powerful happening. Every step you take doesn't just improve your own life, it has a ripple effect on those around you. Your growth, your healing, begins to positively influence the lives of others. As you progress along this path of inner peace and self-discovery, you will start to notice a shift in the relationships you attract. You will begin to draw people who resonate with your true essence, those who align with your values, your goals, and your heart. And while these relationships will still have their challenges, they will be rooted in mutual respect, support, and shared growth. These people will inspire you to become the best version of yourself, encouraging you to stretch, to evolve, to thrive without ever asking you to sacrifice the very things that make you whole. Jung also taught us the magic of synchronicity, the beautiful moments when it feels as though the universe is aligning itself in your favor. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are affirmations that you are on the right path, and that you are in alignment with your truest self. When you choose inner peace, when you live by your truth, these synchronicities seem to appear more and more. It's as if the universe itself is responding to your commitment to live authentically. As you continue to integrate your shadow, the parts of yourself that you've long ignored or suppressed, and prioritize your inner peace, something remarkable happens. Your perception of the world around you changes. Jung firmly believed that our external reality is simply a reflection of our internal state. This means that as you commit to doing the inner work, healing old wounds, and aligning with your deepest values, the experiences you attract will begin to transform. Relationships that once felt draining or unsatisfying will begin to fade away, and you'll naturally start drawing in those that are balanced, fulfilling, and aligned with who you are becoming. For instance, perhaps in the past, you found yourself in relationships that reinforced patterns of emotional dependency or constant criticism. These patterns are often the result of unresolved issues within yourself. But as you confront the roots of these patterns, as you take responsibility for the role you've played in perpetuating them, you begin to shift, and as a result, you start to attract more balanced, supportive, and uplifting relationships. This shift doesn't happen by accident. It is a direct result of your willingness to face your inner shadows and reclaim your authentic self. One of the most powerful tools to facilitate this transformation is conscious reflection. Jung emphasized the importance of dreams, emotions, and the subtle signals our unconscious mind sends us. The next time you feel conflicted in a relationship or experience a persistent sense of discomfort, pause. Ask yourself, what emotion am I feeling, and what is it trying to tell me? What patterns or beliefs from my past are influencing my response right now? By answering these questions, you begin to bridge the gap between your unconscious and conscious mind. This bridge is essential for living a peaceful, fulfilling life. Confronting these difficult questions instead of ignoring them strengthens your connection with yourself and, as a result, with the world around you. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. One crucial lesson we can learn from Jung is that inner peace is not a final destination. It's not a place we arrive at and then stay. Inner peace is an ongoing practice. It's a choice we must make daily. It requires continuous commitment and an abundance of self-compassion. There will be days when the old patterns will tempt you to revert, to fall back into old ways of thinking and behaving. You may feel the urge to compromise, to let go of your boundaries, ease others, or to fit in. In those moments, remember that every choice matters. Even the smallest step toward your authentic self can have a profound impact, slowly but surely shaping your life in ways that align with your deepest truth. Choosing peace is not easy, but it is the most powerful gift you can give to yourself. It's the gateway to a life of authenticity, self-love, and deep, meaningful connections. Don't underestimate the power of your choices. They can transform not only your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Another transformative practice that can deeply change your life is learning to trust in synchronicity. This is the profound understanding that when you choose to embrace inner peace and align with your truth, something magical begins to unfold around you. As you embark on this path, you will start noticing how certain people, opportunities, and experiences show up at exactly the right moment. Carl Jung described synchronicity as the meaningful connection between seemingly unrelated events. These moments are not random, they are powerful signs, signals affirming that you are moving in the right direction, affirming that you are in alignment with your soul's purpose. For instance, after finally letting go of a relationship that no longer served your highest good, you may unexpectedly meet someone who deeply inspires you. Or you might stumble upon an opportunity that perfectly aligns with who you are becoming. These experiences, in their serendipity, serve as confirmations that the choices you've made are creating positive, life-changing shifts. Trust these moments, trust the flow of the universe, and allow yourself to keep moving forward even when the path ahead feels uncertain or unclear. Every step you take towards inner peace and personal growth ripples outward, transforming not only your life, but the relationships already present in it. Not every difficult relationship needs to end. Sometimes relationships that seem challenging can improve dramatically when we shift our perspective. By setting clear boundaries, communicating honestly, and showing up authentically, toxic dynamics can dissolve, making room for healthier, more fulfilling connections. However, it is just as crucial to recognize that not all relationships are meant to last. Some people enter your life for a season, to teach you specific lessons, or to reflect aspects of yourself that are still in need of healing. Letting go of these relationships is not a failure. It is an act of self-love. It is the recognition that you deserve to surround yourself with people who support, inspire, and celebrate the essence of who you are. When you honor your truth, you create space for more of the right people to enter your life. Living in alignment with your true self and choosing inner peace over relationships that no longer resonate with you is a profound act of transformation. When you make this choice, something incredible begins to happen. You reconnect with your purpose. Jung spoke about the importance of individuation, the process through which a person becomes their truest self. Individuation is not an easy or quick process, but it is essential for living a life of meaning, fulfillment, and authenticity. It requires breaking free from the weight of external expectations, societal roles, and the limiting beliefs that have accumulated over time. Instead of merely conforming to what others expect of you, individuation invites you to explore who you are and what you wish to contribute to the world. This transformative journey will reshape your personal life in ways you could never have imagined. When you are aligned with your true purpose, relationships that no longer support your growth will naturally begin to fade. There is no need to force separations, no need to create unnecessary conflict. Connections that do not resonate with your evolving self will simply lose their place in your life. Simultaneously, you will find yourself attracting individuals who share your values and people who truly support your growth and evolution. These are the relationships that will nourish your soul rather than drain it. Jung also emphasized the importance of balancing the opposing forces within ourselves. We are all a mixture of contradictions, light and shadow, reason and emotion, intuition and logic. Inner conflict arises when we deny a part of ourselves to favor another. For instance, you might find yourself drawn to relationships that provide security, yet suppress your spontaneity. Or you might be with people who challenge you, but fail to respect your boundaries. The path to true inner peace is not about choosing one of these opposing forces over the other, but about integrating them into a harmonious balance that reflects your true self. When you achieve this balance, your relationships transform. You no longer seek in others what you cannot find within yourself. Instead of depending on others to fill emotional voids, you begin to form relationships from a place of wholeness, a place where you are complete, and others simply add to your life in meaningful ways. This, in itself, is one of the most profound shifts you can make, finding peace and completeness within yourself so that every relationship you cultivate reflects that inner harmony. A practical example of this process is learning to listen to your emotions without allowing them to control you. Jung believed that emotions are powerful gateways to the unconscious mind. They offer us insights into our deeper selves and can reveal hidden truths we may otherwise overlook. However, he also warned of the dangers of becoming trapped in these emotions, allowing them to dictate our decisions and behavior. When a particular relationship consistently triggers feelings of anxiety, frustration, or discomfort, rather than blaming the other person or suppressing your emotions, take a step back. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to reveal to me? What aspect of my shadow is being activated in this situation? These questions open the door to self-awareness and understanding. By answering them honestly, you allow yourself to make conscious decisions that are aligned with your true self. This could mean setting boundaries, having difficult conversations, or even letting go of relationships that no longer serve your well-being. But each time you act from a place of clarity and authenticity, you strengthen your connection with yourself, cultivating a sense of inner peace that is not reliant on external circumstances. Synchronicity, as Jung described it, becomes more evident when you choose to align yourself with your true purpose. When you prioritize peace and live authentically, you create space for the right people and opportunities to enter your life. But it's more than just opening the door to new possibilities. Choosing peace is also sending a clear message to the universe that you are ready for something better. This is a deeply transformative act of faith in yourself, one that sets off a powerful chain of events designed to help you grow and prosper. For example, after releasing a toxic relationship, you might suddenly encounter a mentor, a friend, or a partner who inspires you in ways you never imagined. These encounters are not mere coincidences. They are a direct result of your decision to prioritize your emotional and spiritual well-being. Jung described this phenomenon as an alignment between the unconscious mind and the external world, a sign that you are living in harmony with your truth. When you make the conscious decision to align with your essence, the universe responds in kind, offering you experiences and people that support your growth and evolution. However, it's important to remember that this journey is not linear. It's not a straight line from discomfort to peace. There will be moments when you feel tempted to fall back into old patterns or engage in relationships that no longer serve you. This is a natural part of the process. It doesn't mean you are failing. Every decision, no matter how small, that prioritizes your peace contributes to a cumulative effect that builds over time. These choices create a solid foundation of authenticity and well-being, enabling you to continue on your path toward living a life that aligns with your deepest self. Jung also emphasized the crucial role of intuition in decision-making. Often we ignore that quiet inner voice because it doesn't always align with logic or external expectations. Yet, intuition is the language of the unconscious. It's the deep, ancient guide that connects you to your most profound truth. Learning to listen to this voice is a fundamental step in living in alignment with your true essence. When you prioritize your peace, you begin to develop a heightened sensitivity to your intuition. You start to recognize patterns in people and situations, discerning between what nourishes your spirit and what drains it. This level of self-awareness allows you to build more meaningful relationships and make choices that align with your higher purpose. A key concept in Jung's work is projection, the idea that everything we perceive in others, whether it's what we admire or what irritates us, is a reflection of something within ourselves. When you experience conflict or discomfort in a relationship, it's an opportunity to reflect on what these dynamics are revealing about your psyche? Are there patterns, beliefs, or unresolved emotions within you that are being triggered? By recognizing and working with these projections, you not only heal your relationships, but also the parts of yourself that need attention and care. It's a powerful act of self-healing, one that leads to deeper emotional and spiritual growth. Choosing peace is not about isolating yourself from the world or avoiding relationships. It's about cultivating connections that reflect your authentic self-relationships that nurture, inspire, and challenge you in healthy ways. When you choose peace and authenticity, the right people will naturally enter your life, and opportunities that align with your values will begin to flow effortlessly. This is the transformative power of living in your truth. Jung's message about the impact of choosing peace over any relationship is not just an invitation for personal change, it's a tool for transforming the world around you. Every time you prioritize your emotional and spiritual well-being, you contribute to creating a more authentic, meaningful, and possibility-filled environment. This transformation begins within you and ripples outward, touching everyone and everything in your life. Your choice to live authentically, to choose peace, has the power to change your world and ultimately the world around you. As we come to the end of this video, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned so far. What new insight or realization has stood out to you? What one thing can you take from this video and begin to practice in your life today? Whether it's setting boundaries, trusting your intuition, or embracing the power of synchronicity, I encourage you to share it with us in the comments below. Let's support each other in this journey of self-discovery and personal growth. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please leave your comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you won't miss out on future content that will continue to inspire and empower you. Together, let's create a community where we embrace authenticity, peace, and the wisdom of living in alignment with our true selves. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.